the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rofh Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Philippine Army and PNP seize explosives meant for terrorist attack in Camarines Norte. AFP confirms China's largest Coast Guard ship exits Philippine exclusive economic zone. Voter registration breaches 4.5 million mark. OVP sends aid to more than 1,000 families in flood heat barm.
Good day everyone, as well to our troops at Camp Emilio Ginaldo, Quezon City. Today is Wednesday, July 17. We'll bring you the latest news from the armed forces and other information around the Philippines. I am Rofh Suzon for AFP Community News.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
For the brief overview of our stories, Philippine Army and Philippine National Police recovered explosives meant for terrorist attack in Labo, Camarines Norte. According to the report, a civilian tip led to the seizure of 5 drums of improvised explosive devices and 21 detonating cords. The discovery was made by the 16th Infantry Magilingkod Battalion, 85th Infantry Sandiwa Battalion, and police in Labo. Major General Roberto Capulong, the 2nd Infantry Jungle Fighter Division Commander, stated that the interception of these explosive components for IEDs thwarted the communist terrorist plans to wreak havoc in communities.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines confirmed that China's largest Coast Guard ship has exited the Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone. However, according to Philippine Navy spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, Rear Admiral Roy Vincent Trinidad, another China Coast Guard vessel was spotted 60 nautical miles from Batangas. While the ship has the right to navigate, the Philippines labeled its patrol as intrusive. Additionally, the AFP reported 104 Chinese ships in the West Philippine Sea from July 9 to July 15, an increase from 95 vessels observed from June 5 to July 1.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more updates from Glenn about DND AFP U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff emphasized bilateral cooperation.
Yes, hello, Rofh. Good afternoon. The Department of National Defense and Armed Forces of the Philippines welcome the Chairman of the United States Joint Chiefs of Staff during his visit to Camp Aguinaldo, Quezon City. In their meeting, DND Secretary Gilbert Chodoro highlighted the importance of continued cooperation between their defense establishments, particularly in addressing critical concerns such as cybersecurity threats. General Charles Q. Brown expressed optimism about the general security of military information agreement between the two nations. Moreover, AFP Chief of Staff General Romeo Browner Jr. noted that the visit reinforces the strong military ties between the Philippines and the United States. This is your Glenn Gulchan reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Glenn Gultiana.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines cannot yet confirm if the July 2 bilateral consultation meeting with China has had positive impact on reducing tensions in the West Philippine Sea. According to Philippine Navy spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, Rear Admiral Roy Vincent Trinidad, the number of Chinese ships in the area decreased over the past month but slightly increased this week. It remains to be seen if this change is related to the BCM. Rear Admiral Trinidad noted that the true effect of the BCM might become evident during the next rotation and resupply mission to BRP Sierra Madre. He affirmed that the AFP will continue to fulfill its mandate in accordance with rules of engagement and international law.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The government will not hesitate to apply the full force of the law against individuals and groups exposing the youth to deceitful and dangerous ideologies. This was stated by Army spokesperson Colonel Louis de Maala follows the Tagum Regional Trial Court Branch 2's July 5 conviction of former Bayan Muna Representative Satur Ocampo, ACT Teachers Party List Representative Franz Castro, and 11 others for child abuse involving 14 minors in Talaingo, Davao del Norte. He said that it was a clear message that those who exploit and endanger the lives of indigenous people's children with false ideologies will be held accountable. Moreover, he emphasized the PA's commitment in protecting all Filipinos, especially the vulnerable groups.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
On the other line is here from Gina about 801st Infantry Brigade attends IHLK's conference in Tacloban City.
Rofh 801st Infantry Brigade attended a four-day International Humanitarian Law Case Conference at Hotel Estrella, Tacloban City. The conference aimed to discuss and review IHL cases filed against the communist terrorist group with a focus on proper case handling. The brigade also reported 7 IHL violations by the CPP and PNDF, including cases of child involvement in armed conflict, use of anti-personnel mines, willful killing, and destruction of civilian properties. Relatedly, the event was facilitated by the Administrative Order Number 35 Secretariat, included representatives from government agencies. This is Gina reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Gina.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
Over 500 indigenous people and supporters gathered to advocate for justice and reconciliation in Tagum City yesterday. The rally concurred with the recent conviction of former Bayan Muna Representative Satur Ocampo, ACT Teachers Representative Franz Castro, and 11 others for their involvement in the 2018 evacuation of YP children from Talaingod. Datos Litunging Mansumoy at a former Pasakan Council member highlighted the ongoing struggles of the IP community, stating that while the court decision aids in healing, pressing issues remain. He affirmed the IP community's commitment in fighting for their rights and welfare.
DWDD National News.
For our national news, the Commission on Elections voters' applications process has already breached the 4.5 million mark. As of July 13, a total of 4,565,000 citizens have processed their applications. The volume of processed applications was a significant jump from the 3.2 million recorded by the COMELEC last May 28. Region 4A or the Calabar Zone continued to lead the list, followed by the National Capital Region and the Central Luzon.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
We have a report coming in about 442 cadets complete ROTC summer camp training. Go on for the details, JR.
442 cadets completed their ROTC summer camp training in a closing ceremony at headquarters for 403rd Brigade yesterday. Brigadier General Michel B. Anayron Jr., commander of the 403rd Brigade, served as the guest of honor and speaker. He highlighted the training's significance and shared his military journey, emphasizing dedication, integrity, and ethical leadership. Moreover, he urged the cadet to excel and embrace their responsibility as future leaders, reinforcing their commitment to their roles. This is JR reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, JR.
DWDD National News.
Around 1,600 families affected by the massive flooding in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region Muslim Mindanao or BARM have received relief boxes from the Office of the Vice President. In a statement, OVP said it made use of its BARM satellite office to give aid to some 1,000 families in the designated evacuation center in Matanog, Maguindanao del Norte and 600 families in Balabagan, Lanao del Sur. Each relief box contained hygiene kits, blankets, sleeping mats, mosquito nets, sleepers, expandable water jugs, and other needed necessities. The OBP has also handed out relief aid to around 600 flood-hit families in Balabagan, Lanao del Sur.
DWDD National
For
News.
other updates, chicken prices in Metro Manila have reached a record high 250 pesos per kilogram. Based on the latest price monitoring report by the Department of Agriculture, Whole chicken sold in Metro Manila range between 190 pesos to 250 pesos per kilo at the start of this week, a 30 pesos increase as compared to last month's 160 to 220 pesos per kilo. United Broiler Race Association President Jose Gerardo Feliciano said that these prices too high, noting that prevailing market prices should range between 210 and 230 pesos. He also noted that this could mean that somebody's taking advantage of limited supply in a given market or area.
Yes, Rofh. With support
From Second CRG, let us hear more updates from Jess about government forces seized 2.3 million pesos IED components in Bicol.
Yes, Rofh. With support from former rebels seeking to end the combat insurgency and the use of IEDs by the terrorist NPA in Bicol region, troops from 81st Infantry Battalion along with the 16th and 85th Infantry Battalion confiscated detonating cords used in making IEDs at Barangay Exhiban, Labo, Camarines Norte on July 13, 2024. 5 large plastic drums containing 21 rolls of detonating cords, valued at approximately 2.3 million pesos and capable of being used to make around 2,000 IEDs, were also successfully excavated and recovered. This recovery significantly aids in preventing the terrorist group from carrying out their tactical offensive against the government and engaging terrorist activities. The Philippine Army remains determined and ever prepared to protect and support our citizens, striving to secure lasting peace and fostering development in the Bicol region. This is Jess from Solcom reporting for AFP News, One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jess from Solcom.
DWDD National News.
Moving on to another story, the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or PHIVOLCS, has launched the project for capacity development for monitoring and information dissemination of earthquake, tsunami, and volcano. This is a collaborative endeavor with the Japan International Cooperation Agency. PHIVOLCS Director Teresito Bacolcol said that the collaboration will empower the agency to implement the best practices from Japan and tailor these to the country's specific needs. Meanwhile, the OST Secretary Renato Solidum Jr. added the project will enhance the PHIVOLCS capability to provide timely and accurate information for disaster preparedness and response.
DWDD National News.
Incoming Department of Education Secretary Senator Sonny Angara said that new DepEd appointees will be announced soon. This is after the resignation of 5 high-ranking officials of DepEd yesterday. According to Angara, they intend to hit the ground running and drive immediate progress. Before this, Angara said that he respects the decision of the DepEd undersecretaries and assistant secretaries who tendered their courtesy resignations ahead of his assumption as Secretary of Education. And now let's hear a report on the ground about 14th CMO Battalion assists Tuburan Service Caravan benefiting Barangay Bakyawan. Go on for the details, Beth.
14th Civil Military Operation Karapatan Battalion supported the service caravan in Barangay Bakyawan, Tuburan, Cebu. It was organized by the Tuburan municipality and attended by the around 100 beneficiaries. Assistance from the government agencies ensured the delivery of services, including free food, medical consultation, dental services, haircut, national IDs processing, and voters registration. This initiative emphasizes the commitment of the armed forces of the local government to serve the community. This is Beth Haniete reporting for the AFP Community News, One AFP for the stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Beth Daniete.
DWDD National News.
The government will add roads and interchanges to the Laguna Lakeshore Road Network, an expressway that connects Lower Bicutan and Parañaque to Calamba, Laguna. The National Economic and Development Authority, or NEDO Board, approved the modifications to the Phase 1 scope of the LLRN project. The development of connecting roads and interchanges will encompass Barangay Tunasan in Muntinlupa City, as well as San Pedro, Binyan, and Cabuyao in Laguna. According to NEDA Secretary Arsenio Balisacan, upon its completion in 2027, this project is expected to promote economic development in the region and provide safer, more convenient, and faster travel for road users.
DWDD National News.
Senator Shuring Gatchalian has sought the help of police after receiving threats to his life. He reported these threats to the Pasay City Police Station through a letter to its substation commander, Police Major Benjamin Mandane. According to the senator, these threats appear to be a consequence of his active participation in the investigation on the Philippine offshore gaming operation Sarapogo connected to suspended Bamban Mayor Alice Guo. Gatchalian has formally requested the Pasay City Police to initiate a police report and conduct a thorough investigation.
Armed Forces Radio.
From Pasig, more updates from Mela Mercado about Pasig CPS nabs 2 drug suspects in anti-illegal drug campaign.
Thank you very much. The operatives of Pasig City Police Station arrested 2 drug suspects in a drug bypass operation conducted in Barangay Bagong Ilog, Pasig City. According to the report reaching Police Colonel Celerino Sacro Jr. as Chief of Police, the arrested suspects were identified as alias Mike, 42 years old, and alias K, 36 years old, both residing in Barangay Bangbang of the aforementioned city. Confiscated from the possession of the suspects were 3 pieces, heat-sealed transparent plastic sachet containing undetermined quantity, suspected to be shabu, 2 pieces of 100 peso bill, incorporated with 7 pieces of fake 1,000 peso bill as bypass money, and 1 piece black coin purse, which was used as evidence during the said police operation. Public Information Officer Police Captain Rizal Guevara said, alias Mike and alias K were brought to National Headquarters Forensic Group and Camp Crame for drug tests, while the confiscated pieces of evidence was submitted for laboratory examination. Case of violation of Republic Act 9165, Comprehensive Dangerous Drug Act Law of 2002 will be filed against those arrested. This is Ella Mercado reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Ella Mercado.
DWDD National News.
Moving on to another story, the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation, or PAGCOR, said that more than 5,700 of 7,747 illegal online gaming sites have already been blocked. According to PAGCOR Security Monitoring Cluster Senior Vice President Retired General Raul Villanueva, they have been monitoring all illegal sites, not only for illegal online games, but also other classifications such as e-sabong, Facebook ads, mobile application, offshore sites, and spam messages. The PAGCOR official emphasized how challenging it is to block these sites, but expressed commitment that they are doing their best to monitor the internet.
DWDD National News.
The Supreme Court Ang Bank required the Senate Committee on Women, Children, Family Relations, and Gender Equality to comment on the petition filed by suspended Bamban Mayor Alice Guo. Guo is asking the court to nullify a Senate subpoena issued against her. Supreme Court spokesperson Attorney Camille Ting said that the committee led by Senator Risa Hontiveros has 10 days to respond to the petition. Last week, the camp of the suspended mayor also asked the court to direct the committee to desist from further inviting or causing her to appear as a resource person.
Armed Forces Radio.
For other updates, let us hear the details about Kagel Kuwan launches lighting project in remote Cagayan villages. Go ahead, Spencer Ross.
Indeed, Rofh, Cagayan Electric Cooperative 1 successfully inaugurated over 4 million pesos worth of lighting in 3 remote sitios of Barangay Masis, San Juan, and Bural in Rizal, Cagayan. President Heralde Perioro of Barangay Bural expressed gratitude for the government support. The Sinondoan Valley, previously under the influence of CPP, NPA, and DF terrorist groups, faced challenges in receiving government aid. However, Rofh, through the unity and cooperation of soldiers and citizens, the area has been liberated from oppressive influences. And this is Spencer Ross reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Spencer Ross.
DWDD National National News.
The Philippine Atmospheric Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration or PAGASA announced that La Nina could persist until the first quarter of 2025. PAGASA Administrator Nathaniel Servando says that based on climate models, there is a 70% chance of La Nina forming in the August to September to October season. He said weak La Nina or La Nina-like conditions would be felt before the year ends. 2 to 3 storms were predicted to enter the Philippine area of responsibility this July, while 13 to 16 more tropical cyclones were expected to visit the country until the end of the year.
DWDD Armed Forces.
That's all for today's broadcast. Thank you so much for joining us, especially to our audience in our Facebook page, AFP Radio DWDD. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for more updates, same time and same station. Again, this is Rofh Suzon for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rofh Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio. Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcast